Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Back out here again on these highways and hedges. Another opportunity to give diligence to make our call and election sure. Before we go any further, we're going to face the east. Give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who will teaching this truth in its entirety. It's your brother Kalab, also go by Hope, Grace, and Mercy.
Brother Labadino, known as Heart of David.
And we meet up again through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, in Louisville, Texas. An opportunity to give diligence to make our call and election sure. And before we get started with today's lesson, we're going to bring out a couple of articles like we always do at this time. And as y'all know, military bases getting hammered. Iran struck 5 hangars where the troops were sleeping. They hit 4 of them, and each one of them holds about 40 troops. But you know, they ain't talking about no death toll or nothing like that. Why is it every time when Iran strikes somewhere, they don't talk about no injuries? They just talk about, you know, the blasts.
Right, yeah.
Like the blasts ain't, like they ain't sending those rockets to unalive some of Esau's troops.
Yeah. I think I heard one of them here, like kind of some kind of CIA office.
Oh yeah.
And they say the way the brothers breaking it down, the way they got to it was showing the accuracy. Iran sent the drone to open up a hole in the building. Another drone came right behind it to go in the building. So they
boys at war.
Yeah, they damn.
I ran over there listening to that BG from that Cash Money BG. It's all on you from 1990 to the 90s.
Yup.
Get it how you live.
That's funny. I got All on You by 1 and 2 the truck.
Yeah.
Damn.
This article from the entire headline, it says Trump news plan to take enriched uranium from Iran's nuclear facilities. And they talking about getting ready to send some troops over there. They gonna get wiped out, man.
These niggas always talking about son.
Right.
See, now they talking about more deaths. They saying now like 16, 17 people confirmed dead.
Yeah.
One is they talking about it more. You know, a slow build up. Yeah. And some of them was from, I know one of the girls from North Texas.
Oh,
it's the car girl. See? I ain't gonna say nothing. My brother says she should have been somewhere making tortillas.
Yeah.
Don't belong on the battlefield.
Right. You see that Eve was jogging with his Edomite. He kept running in front of her, like running. She was recording it. Just thought it was gonna be a friendly run through the trail, but he had her ducked off like way off. And when he realized that she was recording him, they got to one point and he was like, it was like a tunnel. He was like, this is where I was gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't, because he realized she was recording everything. Yeah, he running with an Edomite. I'm talking about, she here, he over at the box. That's how far he is running. Yeah. Just leading her down to the middle of nowhere. He's just an idiot, man. That donut, like that brother said, Yashara got the wisdom of a donut.
I was just looking, hold on. I was just listening to that. Yeah, Eve always been gullible.
The lecture says vigilante movement gaining massive momentum to knock out flock surveillance cameras.
They've been doing that right here in Dallas too.
And the first person to do it was a scientist that worked with the Babylon on like some top secret stuff.
They realized what they built.
They realized,
and there's been a lot of protests against these data centers as well.
I seen one video says that data centers, they say that this is what Esau said. He said that they not using the data centers to they're really draining the water, taking underground.
I heard that the data centers is more than that they power stations for the underground cities. I heard that too. So you know they gonna never tell us the full story.
Right. Saudi oil refinery as Iran war widens to Red Sea.
Say what up, bro? So you going into some Bible prophecy? America gonna be destroyed. The Lord gonna save his people.
That's all I know.
Okay, let me see.
Oh, one more.
Yeah.
It says over 250,000 people. It's like loud in the car. Over 250,000 people forced to flee their home in France as Spain from deadly wildfire. Oh, Lord having his way, man. He ain't seen nothing yet, man.
Yeah, they say some tens of thousands died from the heat wave.
Yep.
Trying to go to wildfire.
They had a mailman that died out here in his mail truck Wednesday.
Yep, I seen that. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started, but for starters, we're gonna show this real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's straight. Yeah, that's cool. Y'all thinking about moving it more back towards our way anyway. Let me see. Oh, actually, hold on, let's block it. Hold on. Yeah, I mean, the brother says it's gonna be an accident out here one day, but we really just missed it. Somebody whole bumper right there, fender skirt. Well, we might catch another. Yeah, we're gonna get into the lesson. I believe it's titled Troubled on every side, but not in despair. Troubled on every side, but not in despair. So pretty much, you know, we going through the same troubles everybody else going through. We gonna be in the midst of the troubles, you know. But brothers got all kind of stuff going on just like anybody else, and that's part of the walk, you know. Following after the God of the Bible through His Son, that don't exempt you from the troubles. Because Christians think the day that they get saved, all their troubles are over with. No, they really just beginning. That's the book of Isaiah. He who departed from evil maketh himself a prey. But we trouble just like everybody else, but really we trouble more than everybody else. Because first of all, we Jacob. You got the time known as Jacob's trouble. And then not only that, we departing from this world, so we make ourselves a prey. Not only is we targeted by people, Esau our enemy, the other nations, 2/3 of our people, we more targeted in the spirit. So we troubled on every side, but we not in despair. And the reason we able to go through the troubles and more, but not be in despair like other people, because we got something called hope. Oh yeah, we got something called hope. And why people are crashing out and why evil's gonna increase, the love of many gonna wax cold. Hope is slowly vanishing away from the earth. Hope is disappearing. And the hope, that's the light at the end of the tunnel. We know at the end of all this, it's gonna be a better place. And not to mention, we know that's a way out. We gotta watch how we say that too. We ain't talking about no rapture. Because really the only way to get out of it is to go through it. But we got hope. We gonna get into that word. We got hope that we gonna get through it. And that's the same, and nobody else don't got that hope. And those who think they do got a little bit of hope left, it's gonna disappear as things get worse.
All right, first precept is coming from the book of Romans, chapter 15, starting at verse 4. And it reads, "For whatsoever things were written afore were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope."
So the things written in the past, things written in the book was written for our learning in the future, which is now. And as we learn these things, we develop hope. And this ain't the same hope that American Christians came to have. Because first of all, they don't even know the definition of that word. Second of all, they don't even know what to hope for. But no, this is real hope. Real hope gotta be taught. It gotta be learned. Before we learned this truth, we didn't know what to hope for. We didn't know for what reason we would need hope. Why would you need hope if you already saved? Or if the rapture coming? Now we learned that we're gonna be right here in the midst of the troubles. So we need hope. But again, hope gotta be taught. 2 examples. When all the waters is contaminated, ain't no running water, sewage backed up, you gotta drink. The Lord says his servant's gonna drink. Well, we got hope in that. And we know the Lord can strike a rock, water gush out from a rock, water flow from a tree, and the Lord can toss a tree in a body of water and clean it. So it's that kind of hope. Things that can't be explained away by science. With the book of Timothy, science is in opposition to the truth. Because our hope, it ain't gonna be logical. You know, Esau, there gotta be a logical explanation. It gotta be explained by science. But our hope goes way beyond that.
And we ain't sitting back waiting, relaxing because we saved, dog. We think we saved already.
Yep.
Because in the time of Jacob's trouble, for you who feel that you saved, you're gonna quickly find out you're not saved.
Yep.
Every second of the day, you're gonna realize that you're not saved.
Yep. And that's vain hope. Because who taught you that? The Lord didn't teach you that.
Right. Again.
Oh yes, grab that again.
Book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written afore were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
You see that? So through the learning of the truth, we have developed hope. Again, hope gotta be taught, it gotta be learned. It's a process. You can't just claim that you got hope because you believe in the God of the Bible or read out the book every so often or pray to the sky. No, that's not hope. Our hope is based off of something. It's not empty hope. They say they got hope, but hope in what? No, we know exactly what we got hope in is based off of what's written. But it says it's written aforetime was written through our learning. When I go to this word learning, look at this word. It say teaching. It says instruction. It says teaching precepts. So we learning, being taught with the understanding of the precepts. But it also says instruction, which so the things written aforetime was written for our learning that we can develop hope. Well, us learning, we being instructed on what to hope for. We being instructed on why we need hope and what the hope is going to do for us if we endure.
Okay, quick definition of learning. Learning, the permanent change of knowledge, behavior, or skill acquired through study, instruction, or experience. Man,
so 2 words jumped out right off the bat. His definition for hope. It said knowledge. But what it say? Permanent change in knowledge. But the key word there is knowledge. How you got hope? You ain't got no knowledge of what's going on or even what the Lord is doing, or you got no knowledge of his perfect will. So through the learning, we develop hope. Yeah, you got to learn, be taught, instructed of hope.
And a Christian don't even know something not adding up.
Oh, damn,
You say you saved, but according to the scriptures, you can't be saved if it's the time period that y'all have the people living on the planet Earth to go through. So what are you actually saved from?
Yep.
Something is not adding up.
Yep.
So we don't believe in that.
We are. Are we live streaming? We're going into Bible prophecy.
Let's get key.
Bible prophecy.
All right, so
prophecy about to involve everybody.
Right.
They can tell their mama they seen a nuclear missile sign.
Hey, mama, them was in the front seat.
They might talk about it.
I wonder if they see that sign. That pause right there.
They seen the prophets out here though. They saw that. Yeah, we're going. And that mindset of being saved already, you won't need hope. See, but that's one of the first things in learning or developing hope. You realize we're gonna go through some things, and we got that. I'm gonna get this definition for hope in the Greek. Hope. Look at this. It says expectation of evil, fear. So having hope don't always mean you hoping it good. You hoping for sweet times.
Right.
Well, the first definition for hope, it says expectation of evil. And as we learn or develop hope, first thing we gotta come to terms with is that we're gonna go through some evil times. And we're gonna be right here in the midst of the evils, going through with everybody else. So
Holding on to our hope.
yep. So expectation of evil. We know the evil coming. The rapture believers, the sweet Jesus freaks, they don't believe they can go through evil. But some ain't adding up because they still here. And the rapture ain't came yet.
And they overlooking the evil that they dealing with every day.
Oh yeah.
You know, the food, water bad. Now you can't eat cilantro or parsley. Like, you know, your kids go to school, you praying that they make it home safe. You know, you're hoping your kids don't stumble on the wrong website. You know, just pure wickedness, man. You got pastors standing in the pulpit taking your money, and they ain't telling you about the mark of the beast. You know what I'm saying? They ain't giving you no real warning. They not explaining the wars that's going on in the times we living in, or this Bible prophecy. That's true wickedness, man. All right, jumping back to it, the next precept, we still in the book of Romans.
I'm grabbing this real quick. So for hope, first one it says expectation of evil. Second one, it says expectation of good. So the true knowledge of hope is expecting. The true knowledge and understanding of hope is expecting good and evil. Why would you need to expect good or some kind of relief if it ain't no evil involved? We know the evils that's coming. The first definition of hope. Now the second definition, we hoping that the Lord brings relief. That he bring the miracles, the help from heaven. So you got to be taught the evil that's coming, and then the Lord is going to teach you the miracles. And that's true hope.
I got one. Hope is a positive feeling, a desire for something good to happen, and a belief that it is possible. So yeah, we hoping for something good to happen, but the hope that we have for something good to happen is the destruction of this place. You know, this being the year of Jacob's trouble, the hope that, you know what I'm saying, Yahweh Shem Shai is gonna crash the dollar. You know what I'm saying? The hope that these wars gonna continue to brew. Like, that's something good for us. It might not be good for 2/3 of our people, or people who don't trust in Yahweh Shem Shai, who don't believe, or these heathens who can't get it anyway. But that's a good thing for us. It might not be for other people though.
Yeah, so hope is not always the expectation of something good. It could be the expectation of something evil, like the brother going into. But we look forward to the evils because that means we're getting closer to the kingdom of heaven. You know, people might ask, well, why look forward to it? Because it's one day closer to be done with this place.
All right, picking back up, Romans 15 and verse 4 in the NLT, and it reads, such things were written in the scriptures long ago to teach us, and the scriptures give us hope and encouragement as we wait patiently for Yahweh thy power's promise to be fulfilled.
See that we hope in the promises, and what it say we wait.
Yep.
And in the AMP version, it speaks about waiting or endurance. And salvation is a promise. So how is it you saved already? But the scripture say we need hope while we wait on the promises.
Right.
So hope, a component of that is time. That's why the definition of the word hope, it says expectation. You know, expecting things to come that ain't happened yet. The evil, then the miracles. And it's gonna be in that order. But yeah, it said while we patiently wait, and we waited. That's all we can do. Because people say, well, what y'all gonna do when these evils come? We gonna wait on the Lord.
Wait on the Lord. Look, sounds like a hard thing, but for people who don't understand, that sounds so hard, but to the hopefully elect, that sounds so easy. You know, all we got to do is just continue to hold on. See, we holding on right now. We catching hell in our day-to-day lives now. So them taking a job from us, you know, kicking us out of our house that we paying on or whatever. Hey, you mean to tell me all I got to do is just hold on and the Lord gonna make good on his word? Even trade. Well, not an even trade, because we gonna reap for more just by continue to hold on.
But yeah, that aspect of waiting, and somebody to question like, well, how is waiting gonna do it? They don't got the knowledge and understanding of hope.
All faith, true faith.
Mm-hmm. And without hope, there's no hope for survival, no hope of making it.
Yeah. All right, next precept is coming from the book of Luke, chapter 21, starting at verse 25. And there be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth, distress of nations, perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
The distress of nations. We see that right now. Things looking kind of grim for the nations. We're really very grim. Because everybody see that eventually it's going to be some kind of nuclear war. And the only thing they can hope in is that the nuclear war don't be too bad. That the earth goes into a nuclear winter, as they call it, or hopes that their country don't be too devastated. That's the only thing they can hope in. But it's going to be far worse than they expect it to be. So pretty much, the nations they going through, its hope is disappearing from the earth.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Mm-hmm. They hoping any day it turn back around. In America, they hoping that Trump get impeached,
Right.
or be removed from office, or a Democrat come and fix up everything. Well, when there is no more elections, now your hope has disappeared.
Babylon's still hoping that Babylon goes back to normal since COVID.
Oh yeah.
You know, and I used to be at work talking to them Edomites. I would scare them, but in a soft way. I'd be like, "This is the new normal." You know what I'm saying? This is what normal is now. It'll never go back to the same. And they be like, "You think so?" Hell yeah, it ain't happened yet.
Yep.
And you say they hoping that Trump get impeached.
Because they think Trump being removed from office is going to fix everything. The world too far gone. A new president ain't going to bring about new oil refineries, and instead of Hormuz being open and prices going back to normal.
It says Trump sparks internet conspiracy frenzy after wearing Trump 2028 hat.
How they laughing?
Who that?
They laughing at the bumper.
Oh.
Shit, we was too.
Saying he will do it again at White House correspondent dinner.
Man.
Trump said, "Hey man, we about to go to war. We ain't got time to be having no vote, no president in. Low key, this is a dictatorship. Y'all suckers didn't know that this was a new world order being snuffed right from under your nose."
So if you got faith or hope in a president or a new president or things being better when Trump ain't there no more, what you gonna do when he plays there permanently?
Right.
Or let's say let's say he is removed. Let's say he fake his death. Let's say Iran actually do get him. You think who they put in position next gonna be better?
Right.
So
Right.
the Lord gonna show your hope to be false. And then from there, in your little mind, it's gonna be no way out. But that's because you ain't learned about Yahweh Shah. Because we expecting the evil, we expect it to get worse. See, the people don't. They think this is worse is gonna get right here. It could get worse, but it's likely that it could get better. Oh, what happens to your hope when it don't ever get better? But it only get worse. Well, that feeds right into what we believe in. Because we're expecting the evil to increase. But how the Lord gonna match that? We're gonna expect the miracles to start happening. Then what miracles? You gotta be taught about the miracles. We was going into that. The Lord made manna fall. Now we know it ain't just fall from the sky. It fell from what the world calls a UFO.
Reading on. Men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Man, start feeling them for fear because they done lost all hope. In their mind, all they got now is the expectation of evil. They ain't got no expectation of none of the good, none of the miracles. And you Christians don't really believe in Jesus. Because why y'all not crying out to him right now? Y'all praying for gas prices to go down. Y'all talking about grow food and water and stock up. Where Jesus at in the conversation? Y'all see that hope in Jesus, that's disappearing from the earth too. People don't really believe in that nonsense no more.
They don't. We living in a time where it's proof that they
Right.
They don't really believe.
Yep.
But that's okay, because the God of the Bible is a just God. It's okay. Whatever you confused about, he gonna make it one plain up on tables.
Yep.
Don't forget what happened to all the children of Yasharallah throughout history. The Lord got a recompense for that. He gonna pay y'all back. I know you say you didn't know. I know you say you didn't have nothing to do with that, but hey man, you inherited, sins of your father and lied, inherited those lies.
Yep. You got the bill been passed down to you. Shit, we wasn't worshiping the golden calf, but we paying for it today. But we really, when you go to reincarnation, it was there.
Yep.
And you Edomites, y'all was torturing and beating our people. But that's too high for a fool, for a Christian. But and are you gonna get an NLT real quick? I gotta pull it up. 26 in the NLT.
Again, this is the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 26. Men's heart, people will be terrified at what they see coming upon the earth, for the powers in the heaven will be shaken.
Why would the people be terrified? If you see, that's Ezekiel the 7th chapter. Evil and only evil is come. Behold, the end is come. Well, if you only see evil coming to the earth and nothing good, you will be terrified.
But you said they're gonna be terrified. The Christians say they saved right now. Make that make sense.
But yeah, we gotta expect, we gonna see all the evil that everybody else see coming, but we know it's miracles coming behind it. That's why we're not gonna be in fear and terrified as everybody else. And that's all because of this hope that we develop. Okay. Good.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. I got it in the wrong translation. You wanted the KJV or NLT?
Oh, KJV good.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6 in the KJV, and it reads, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure."
See that? Knowledge and wisdom, the stability of our times. In other words, that hope, which the brother put up the definition, instead of permanent change in knowledge. So that hope is what's going to keep us stable when they get rocky. When it look like it's no way out, we know that it's miracles coming. When it seems impossible to make it through this and that, we know it's going to be a miracle to help us get to the next point.
That's going to be part of that hedge of protection and that blessing that we going to have. Just being able to call on the name. Imagine calling on Jesus Christ when all hell breaking loose. You know, like imagine calling on the wrong names and all hell is breaking loose. Not finna break loose, it done already broke loose.
Yeah.
You know, then what you gonna do? So those who have come back to this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, y'all shall allow them to. Man, just having them names in these days sometimes just blows your mind. I know when I get home, you know, from being out in the sun all day or whatever, being able to walk in the crib, family gone, just thanking y'all shall for the names. You know, that alone can have you into a deep meditation for about 10 minutes.
Yep.
All right. Next precept is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 8. "We are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair."
Yeah, and that's the elect, those who developed hope by coming into the truth, by having a testimony of Yahweh Shai, which includes the expectation of evil and the miracles. So we troubled just like everybody else. We troubled on every side. And I'm gonna get this word trouble real quick. So when I look up this word trouble, it says difficulty or problems. We all got problems. We all got some kind of difficulty we going through. Then other words for definitions for trouble, it say malfunction of something such as a machine or part of the body. You got cars that's malfunctioning, our body's malfunctioning. These are some of the troubles. Another definition, effort or exertion made to do something, especially when inconvenient. So the effort we got to put into maintaining ourselves in America, it's a big inconvenience, really like a hamster wheel. Another definition for trouble, a cause to worry. Everybody worried about something. The elect not gonna be too worried though. Here go another one, a situation in which one is liable to punishment or blame. And that's the elect. We're gonna be blamed for everything somehow.
Somehow, some way.
Yep. So yeah, everybody troubled, but the elect gonna be the most troubled. That's what the Lord said. We're gonna be hated of all nations.
That's why we
We're
need
safe.
hope.
Yep. Yep. So we troubled, but we not in distress. But see, the other people that ain't got hope, or they losing hope, or they hope is being shown to be false, they in distress. So this word distress.
I got one.
Okay.
Distress means great pain, worry, or danger, and can describe physical suffering, mental sadness, or an urgent need for help. That ain't coming. That help ain't coming, man.
Oh yeah, yep. Then I got extreme anxiety, sorrow, and pain. So we got it. Some of us got anxiety, some of us got sorrow, some of us got pain, but not extreme.
Yeah.
Being it to the point, all hope is lost. For also distress, it says suffering because of lack of money or the basic necessities of life. The scriptures say to give us neither poverty nor riches. So we're not in poverty to the point we ain't got the basic necessities for life. We going through it, but the Lord is still provider. Then you see some people, they are in distress. Extreme sorrow, anxiety. They can't get no food or water. They opioid out.
Yep.
So we troubled, but we not in distress. We all right.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
But that's why you see people crashing out. They in distress. But on the other hand, you got us who being stable. And it's a precept on that.
Going through what we got to go through
Mhm.
to the time is. That's how, Lord willing, we're part of that number. But that's how Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Not only that's how he got it set up for this time period, but you know he got us set up a certain kind of way to go through it. You know, it ain't gonna feel good. You know, like the scripture says, roughly paraphrasing, it don't feel good when you getting chastised by your father. But he's doing it for your salvation, though. You know, this is building us up for the times to come. We go through so much hell to the point where when we go through the final boss, the final hell, man, for some it might just be a walk in the park. Like I done been through worse with the Lord, and He brought me out of all that. You know what I'm saying? So all I gotta do is just continue to believe, and He's standing in front of me won't have no effect on me either. Yeah, man, even more than an even trade.
Yeah. That's another reason we got the internet. The Lord showing us what we could be going through.
Yeah.
Hey, what we will go through if you turn your back on this.
Yeah. Right, next precept is coming from 2nd Esdras, chapter 5, verse 1.
Got this Proverbs 14 real quick.
It's all right. 10 or 18?
Yeah, 18, 14.
All right, this is the book of Proverbs. Skip that, my bad.
That was all good.
Okay. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 14. The spirit of man will sustain his infirmity, but a wounded spirit who can bear?
So the infirmity, that's pain, sorrow, suffering, going through it, trouble. But the spirit of a man will sustain his infirmity. And that's when you got the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. In other words, we got hope. So in the spirit, hey, we can continue to move forward. But what it say? A wounded spirit who can bear it. And when you people's hope fail, your spirit gonna be wounded. Now you in distress. Now you in despair. You done lost all hope. You don't see nothing but evil coming to the earth.
Through.
Yeah, you through. And that's going to even be the 2/3 of our people. You know, you're going to be some wounded spirits. That's what I love of many go wax code. They say when people ain't got nothing to lose, they lose it. You got to go with some more definitions real quick?
Yeah, perplexed. I got one.
Bet.
Perplexed. To feel confused, puzzled, or baffled because something is hard to understand or solve.
Yep.
Mystery of the Kingdom.
Yep. Yep. And this is the precept: persecuted but not forsaken, cast down. Oh, I'm going down way. So we are perplexed but not in despair. And I'm gonna put up another definition. And we got things that are difficult to solve. We don't know how we're gonna go about it. Hey, but the Lord, He makes a way. And this word for perplexed. I'm gonna put well, here it says no way out, to be at a loss. There's no way out of this captivity but to go through it. So there is an end to it. But to make it out alive is through Yahweh Shah.
Yeah,
It says
they speaking for themselves. They say no way out.
Oh, right,
No
yep.
way out for you, suckers.
Yep. It says to be at a loss. It says mentally to stand in doubt. So we be at a loss for things. We got doubts by certain. We don't doubt in the Lord.
Yes.
You know, we don't know. Like, damn, should I go to work today? We don't. You know, can't trust the power grid. We got doubt in earthly things.
Yeah.
But in the spiritual, we don't.
We doubt man.
Yup. Hey, sometimes we can doubt ourselves. But you know, we don't doubt what's spiritual. So we perplexed, but what the scriptures say, we're not in despair. So perplexed is to be at a loss, to be in doubt, to be confused. But look at this for despair. It says to be utterly at loss. So despair is perplexity taken to the next level. So we at a loss for things, we have doubts, we have confusion, but we're not at an utter loss. It says to be utterly destitute of resources. Look at this. To renounce all hope, to be in despair. So despair is having no hope. You're like, no, it's finished.
All hope is gone.
Yep. And it's gonna happen here and here as things get worse. People gonna be in despair, and we went into that. People start spelling them for fear, looking after the things that's coming to the earth. But that despair really gonna set in America with them nuclear missiles in the air. Because in that moment, you're gonna realize there really is no escape. Because people still trust in the underground bunkers, growing food, stocking up. They think they're gonna form some kind of resistance against the data centers in the New World Order. All that's gonna go bye-bye.
Here today, gone tomorrow.
So that's what it means to be despair and at a complete, utter loss. And for the 2/3 of our people, that's gonna be true, because they ain't learned about Yahweh Shah.
And they ain't trying to.
Nope.
They don't care.
Nope. And then when they presented with Yahweh Shah, you know, through the miracles, y'all scoff at it. Oh, that ain't, it's all right.
I saw the brother Solomon Assembly, GMS Solomon Assembly. He said that to the hopefully elect, you know, this simple this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, you know, it's simple. He said, but to a 2/3, he said it's astronomical. It's like rocket science to them. You know, like they just can't get it.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. Yep. Too high for a fool.
Yep, wisdom is too high for a fool.
And true wisdom is simple.
Yeah.
There's no supposed to be simplicity in it.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 5 and verse 1. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith.
See, that's gonna be barren of faith. And what? There's gonna be no hope in the earth
Hope.
amongst you people.
Like, you thought COVID was something. Y'all Bashim Yahushua said that the place gonna be barren of faith. Like something gonna take place. There's gonna be a chain of events taking place to the point where like people gonna be saying all hope is gone.
Yeah.
You know, you lose a house or a job or real, you know, somebody gonna tell you eventually, oh man, you'll get it back, you'll get another one. But what's coming down the pipeline, no. People gonna be racing and just going on say, I'm done. We through. There's no way out of here. All hope is gone.
Especially what the scriptures say, they should be taking a great number. So when you see people dropping by the thousands and 10,000s, by the millions, that sounds like that would make somebody lose hope.
Right.
Then what it say, the way of truth gonna be hidden. So the one thing that people would try, come back to the scriptures, is they gonna think about us. But the truth ain't gonna be out no more. When you hear that 24 hours a day, you're not gonna hear it because they're gonna save somebody. You're gonna hear it because police trucks gonna be sitting on bricks.
Still
Yup.
making the siren though.
Yup, till that mud run out. But yeah, them the days that's coming, like Gaza. There was somebody that experienced despair, no hope, and he was taken in a great number. That's coming to America.
taking pictures of, you should have took a picture of that damn sign.
In that truck. Goddamn weirdo. Yeah, 4:9.
All right, next precept is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 9. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed.
So we persecuted. The Christian don't understand that word neither. So as usual, we gonna go into it. Because the Christian, they take it as if they gave a life to Jesus, they manager been bothering them. Somebody ain't hold the door for them. Somebody having a nasty attitude with them. They say, yeah, I'm being persecuted. Which is going you being soft. That always happens.
We ain't seen persecution.
No, we gonna go into the word persecution, and really, by definition, to be persecuted, it means to be hunted down.
Right.
Now, as a people, we know who really is the persecuted.
Right.
But we coming into a time of persecution that it's gonna be way worse.
I got one.
Bet.
Persecuted means treated in a cruel, unfair, or harmful way over a long time, usually because of race, religion, or political view.
And you Christians who just got saved last week or last year, it said to be treated in a cruel or harmful way. You ain't went through no harm. Or you feel like you being targeted now since you walked to the front of the church? Then it said for a long time. That long time, that don't mean a year or a few years. Or the so-called 15 years since you've been baptized. No, that long time goes into a lifetime. Deuteronomy says it seems like the curses will be on us forever.
A sign and a wonder.
We born into the curses, we die in the curses, then come back to them. So we the ones that's persecuted. Now I'm gonna get this. In the Greek, it says to make, to run or flee, to put to flight, to drive away. To run swiftly in order to catch a person or thing, or to run after. You know what? The enemy gonna come in like a flood. The enemy gonna be like madman sparing none. So there is a persecution in a systematic way, but there's the literal definition of being persecuted or chased after or hunted down.
Still looking something up.
No, that was it. Yeah, so persecution to suffer. So yeah, we the what it say? We persecuted, but not forsaken. Because when Esau closed in on all sides, expect that help from heaven. Seem like there's no way out, expect the help from heaven.
We got persecuted. Our next precept is in the NLT, coming from is Mark chapter 13 and verse 9.
Yeah, that's it, my bad.
This is the book of Mark chapter 13 and verse 9 in the NLT. When these things begin to happen, watch out. You will be handed over to the local councils and beaten in the synagogue.
When it being handed over, you're gonna be snatched up.
Arrested.
Yep, how ICE is snatching up and arresting people.
You will stand trial before governors and kings because you are my followers. But this will be an opportunity to tell them about me.
So yeah, that's the time of persecution, what's gonna happen. And it's beginning now under this smoke screen of immigration. But no, that's a baby step to the time of persecution.
We're gonna be standing before these counselors, giving our testimony on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and you already know what it's gonna be like if you are a 2/3, well, you're an unbeliever in that time. You hear that testimony, you might become a believer. You know, because for you to go through hell, still be calling on the names, and you standing before all these people and stuff, being beaten or whatever, you know what I'm saying, they might be doing to you. But to be able to call on those names, you know, somebody gonna be like, hey, I think I need to follow what the brother got going, man. You know, even though this is the time where you need to be getting his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But at that time, who knows? You know, who knows? Who knows what? Who knows who's gonna be present to hear the things and the testimonies that brothers and sisters and believers gonna be given in that hour.
Yeah, if you can call them the names after that, there's a good chance you're part of the elect. Because there's gonna be a lot of people who here now, when they get snatched up, they're gonna be in despair. They're gonna lose hope. Because you got Hebrew Christians. You got Hebrews that think they saved already. or they not convinced that Esau the enemy. Yeah, we're gonna go back to 2 Corinthians 4:9. Persecuted but not forsaken, but look at this. Cast down but not destroyed. Oh, which I gotta grab this. Where it says persecuted and not forsaken. Well, for persecuted in the NLT, it says we are hunted down, but never abandoned by the Most High. And that's the Book of Lamentations. They hunt our steps in the streets. Well, we gonna deal with this. We cast down but not destroyed.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Isaiah.
Grab this real quick.
You got my bad slack, y'all.
It's all good. So for cast down, it says to throw to the ground, to put in a low place. It says to cast down, to lay down, to throw down. So what does it mean to be cast down? We in slavery.
Yeah.
That's that low place. That's that low position. It says to the ground, because the ground represents no throne. And we're gonna show that real quick. Meaning we're not in the power seat no more. Okay, we did skip over it.
Yeah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 49, starting at verse 14. But Zion said, the Lord hath forsaken me, and my Lord hath forgotten me.
You know, that's how Israel can feel. They're going to feel like that in the time of persecution. But guess what? The Lord not going to forget us.
Of Isaiah chapter 49 and verse 15. Can a woman forget her suckling child that she should not have compassion on? The son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee.
See that? So mother, person, and animal, they can forget their child. The Lord said he can't forget. He won't forget.
Gotcha.
So, and that's what's gonna cause people to lose hope. Like the Lord don't care no more. Right. The Lord not coming after all. And he's gonna try to convince you that he ain't.
Trying every day. TikTok, movies, video games, music, churches cheating.
No, the Lord said he can't forget, he coming. Getting back on track. It says cast down but not destroyed. We went to cast down, to be in a low place, low position. It says to be on the ground. It represents slavery or captivity.
All right, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47 and verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
This is dealing with America.
Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
So sit on the ground, there is no throne. So when we're cast down, there's not a kingdom of Jerusalem no more, or a kingdom of Israel. The fact that Jerusalem was burnt to the ground in the temple with it, that represents Israel no more being in power, which as it is to this day. So we cast down, but what it say not destroyed? And this word for destroyed, it says to put out of the way entirely, to put an end to ruin, to be destroyed, to perish. So we in the bad place. We cast down, but we not destroyed. We still here.
Next precept is coming from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 11. For I with thee, said the Lord, to save thee. Though I make a full end of all nations, whether I have scattered thee, yet will I not make a full end of thee. But I will correct thee in measure and will not leave thee altogether unpunished.
So you see how the Lord start off? I am with thee to save thee. The Lord saying, I'm going to save you. But he said, I'm going to make a full end of the nations. He's going to destroy the nations, but he's not going to fully destroy us. But he's going to leave that remnant. But we got to be punished. 2/3 of our people got to be punished. So our people feel like they destroyed or no, but the Lord going to show us true destruction by what he do to the other nations. Then because see, people think, man, the Lord hate us. He's doing us the worst. The Lord about to do worse to the nations. Yeah. We cast down, but we not destroyed. It's all right. And then when you see what the Lord do to the other nations, it's going to put that fear in you. But then be thankful that we not the other nations. Hey, shalom to daughter Yahweh, my brother Kabag Sinai, my brother Yawanathan.
Shalom, Yahweh Shalom.
Shalom to everybody else tuning in. But yeah, man, that's really it. We troubled, but not in despair. Pretty much we all right, and we gonna be all right as long as we hold on to Yahweh Shah. You know? And true hope is expectation of evil and good. Evil first. So, thank everybody that tuned in and will tune in. Let's give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, and Kakadash. Double honor to the elders of GMS. College is true by the Holy Spirit. Honor to the brothers risking their life and freedom to push the gospel. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.